housing and the design of poultry farm to protect the objectives to protect the bird from extreme weather, parasites, predators, rodents, and thieves. To provide physical environment which is required for optimum egg and/or meat production. To avoid development or spread of infectious and contagious diseases. To enable poultry attendant to work efficiently. To provide the manager full control of the farm with least effort. Location of the farm while selecting the land and constructing the poultry house. Following points are to be considered. The site should be on heat to avoid waterlogging. Optimum temperature, humidity, light, and ventilation should be there inside the poultry house. Poultry house should be with east-west orientation to prevent entry of the direct sunlight. Transportation facilities should be there up to the farm in all seasons. Constant electricity, portable water supply, as well as efficient drainage system should be there. Proximity to road and the marketing zone. Keep maximum distance from a neighbor farm and also between two poultry sheds within a farm. Location of poultry farm should be such so that all essential things required for profitable poultry farming are readily available. The area should have enough space for further future expansion. It may be noted that an official permission from local authorities may be needed to start a poultry farm, particularly in the urban areas. Factor influencing design of poultry houses: temperature and humidity. The optimum temperature for a layer is 55 to 70 Fahrenheit. For the broiler, 75 Fahrenheit. Humidity influence are tied close to the temperature effects. For layer and broiler house, the humidity should be within the range of 40 to 60%. Ventilation refers to the changing of respiratory air with fresh air. Poultry house should be well ventilated, avoiding direct wind draft and coldness. Proper ventilation is required provide sufficient oxygen to bird, to provide sufficient oxygen to the bird, to remove the undesirable gases like ammonia, CO2, methane from the poultry shed, to reduce temperature inside the poultry shed during summer. Floor and feeder and water space requirement. It varies according to age, size, type, layer or broiler, sex, species, number of birds to be maintained. Light. It's very essential for normal production performance of poultry. Light enter into the eye of the bird and stimulate the pituitary gland, which in turn release certain hormone responsible for the ovulation, oviposition. Because of the phenomena, both natural and artificial light is more important for poultry house. Orientation of the house under tropical condition. The width of the poultry house should be from north to south and length from east to west. Such orientation avoid direct sunlight radiation and minimize splashing of rain water into poultry house. Under tropical condition, the width of the poultry house should be from north to south and the length from east to west. Such orientation avoid direct sunlight radiation and minimizes splashing of rain water into the poultry house. Foundation. It should have enough hold on ground to support the building. Most permanent poultry houses have concrete foundations, sometimes aluminium, double sandwich. The material varies according to the owner preference and abilities. Floor. It should be elevated by at least 30 cm from outside ground level to prevent seepage and rain water entering into our poultry house. It may be either of cement concrete or covered with granite or cement slabs for efficient cleaning and disinfection. Kasha floor made of dirt, sand and gravel is difficult to disinfect. Length of house. Length of poultry house may be of any convenient length. Generally, it should not be more than 100 to 120 feet. Width of the house. Length of the poultry, width of the poultry house. Width of the open-sided poultry house should be about 9 to 8 meters and not more than 12 meter. Wide houses wider than this will not be able to provide ample ventilation during hot weather and will also demand additional interior support, which may interfere with equipment or manure removal. Height of the ceiling. In no cases it should be less than 3 meters. A ceiling at 3.5 meters is more desirable where summer is server walls. In open-sided tropical house, the long side wall should not be more than 30 to 45 centimeter height, except at the pillar. In case of cage houses, there should not be more any long axis side wall above the floor level or allowing optimal cross ventilation and wet dry of cage manure. The space between top of the side wall and roof at eaves should be covered with suitable wire mesh. Roof. Poultry house roofing may be covered with straw, coconut leaf, light roof, plastic, aluminium, or asbestos sheet, depending upon planning and budget of the farmer and the owner. Local availability, environmental condition, and cost factor must be considered. Types of roofs: yellow, shade, combination, half monitor, and full monitor. Partition. Each poultry house may be partitioned into bins of different lengths depending upon the number of birds per batch. This will be more applicable to broiler house where birds are sold in batches. Housing system based on type: naturally ventilated open-sided house, enclosed sided house, artificially ventilated environmental control. There is open or enclosed sided, naturally ventilated, and this is artificially ventilated environmentally controlled or closed houses. Based on purpose: border, chick house, grower, placement, bullet house, brood come grow house, layer, breeder house, room come grow come lay house, broiler house. Based on system: free range, semi-intensive, intensive, solid floor, deep litter house, slatted floor or caged floor house, slatted floor, all slatted floor house, slatted and floor house. In caged floor house, battery cages, California cage,